Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. John here. So over the last 3 days I've been working on replacing my main water line. I got a bill last month that was normally 50 bucks, but it was well over $500. So I marked the area, called 811 Dig Right, had them come out, checked with everybody, and started digging. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you would, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. And you know one thing my subscribers get that you guys don't? They get notifications every time I publish a new video. If you like tractors, tools, and trucks, you're bound to see more Mad Max, DeWalt tools, and anything else I throw at you. Big Red, my 2006 Dodge Ram 3500. I've always got something going on. Cost of owning cars, tractors, and a house. There's always a project to be done. I also have a woodworking hobby, so check out my videos and keep coming back for more. So guys, we got the yard marked here. Down here, we've got a leak. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it or not. Right underneath this azalea bush, we've got a water main leak, and we're going to have to dig all this up back to where the meter is. How do you guys like the new hat? This is my new Mahindra hat, 18 bucks off Amazon. Pretty cool. It's azalea bush, we're going to be trimming that out, and then we're going to be running a trench up this way. I love this little tractor. She's phenomenal. This is Mad Max. I changed all the filters on her, did the service, and this tractor will last me many, many years. So with that being said, we're going to get some gloves and get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move these pavers out of the way. Hopefully there's no snakes under here. We're just going to stack them up. Make sure we don't damage any of these pavers. Pavers are expensive, and actually you can't buy these anymore, this style. You can buy the terracotta red, but you can't buy this gray national flagstone color. So want to be careful with that. Keep that in mind if you are getting ready to do any major repairs like this. We're going to take out a few extra just so if we need to dig around we can. But the more we take out, the more we got to replace. Again, let me know if you guys like the hat or not. Take out one more, just to make sure we've got enough room to dig around in here. Now ideally you want to straddle the trench when you actually dig it. I'm not exactly sure where the water line goes, but we will pull this bush out. I know the water line is right behind it, so more than likely the roots of this bush grew in there and cracked the pipe, or another tree root got in there. We're not going to know until we actually get it in there. Once we dig the bush out, then we'll take and start excavating. So before we get too carried away, we're going to grab a shovel and dig out by hand. All right, so we know our pipe is somewhere in this area. I have a feeling we may have a root problem. I'd say there's probably one of these roots down here that caused our issues. All right guys, looks like pipe here. That's bad news if that's copper. We got a pinhole in it down in here, right here. That's definitely a copper pipe. This is where all the water was coming from. Probably dig it out a foot or two from the slab, and then we'll come back, turn the water on, see if we can diagnose where this leak is. What we don't want to do is bust it with the backhoe. That would be bad. But we are gonna clean some of this off to get the top 4 or 5 inches. All right, guys, we're gonna see where our leak is here. Hopefully the GoPro doesn't get completely shot in the face. Our brake. All right, guys, as you can see right where this piece of PVC is tied into the copper, that's where our leak is. So that is what 54,000 gallons per month looks like right there. That is absolutely ridiculous. Guys, so we just took and we ran a tape measure out here. So as you can see on the pipe here, it's upside down, but this is schedule 40 PVC. It's cracked right there at the joint. Quick, cheap repair would be just to replace that one little part. However, this house was built in '96, so that pipe's well over 20 years old. Copper, I don't see any leaks on it, so that's good. And it's got a fitting at the end, so what we'll do is we'll go look for a 1 inch or 3/4 inch fitting to go on the end of this copper pipe, and then they're schedule 40, so that's good. We know what we're dealing with. So we'll replace this end, and according to this, we're about 39 feet. So we'll just run either 3/4 or 1 inch PEX from this cap here back to the main, and we'll dig that out next so we know what type of fitting to get. That's probably as far as we're gonna make it today. And once again, this little $15 part cost me $500. Redoing this whole line will just give me peace of mind, and it should last for another 20 or 30 years as long as I own this house or until I sell it. So that being said, thanks for watching. Alright guys, so we finally got our trench dug. This is a PEX tool, this is a crimp ring, this is PEX B. And then over here, I'll set you guys up so y'all can see us actually do the connection here. Now if you don't feel comfortable, you can always hire a plumber. This is considered private property, and therefore I can do the work myself. If I have any leaks or anything, of course I won't hesitate to call a plumber. This is mega tape. This is professional grade Teflon tape. It's gray instead of the white stuff you normally use. Take a brush, clean off your threads. You don't want any dirt in your threads, so make sure that's all nice and clean. Get a rag, wipe it down. Then you want to think about the way it's threading on. You don't want it to spin on and undo the tape, so you're going to go the direction that you're going to thread it. If you get 3 good wraps on there, sometimes you'll need more, but generally 3 will do it. You're going to make sure your PEX fitting is good. You're going to do this by hand to get it started. So sometimes you rotate it back, and if you saw there, it'll drop down in the threads. You're just going to put it on hand tight. Now this is soldered, so it's soft back there. Preferably you'd want to have 2 sets of large pliers. This one's just mostly to hold it. When you bottom out, stop. Brass and copper are both soft metals. I think we're going to stop right there. So there's 2 types of crimp rings out there. The standard crimp ring, and then they sell these pro crimp rings. I'm actually going to try these pro crimp rings out. They got a little gasket which works as a guide, so you don't have to chase your crimp down the pipe, and then you just come up and you cap it. So when you cap this, you need one of these gauges, and this is a go no-go gauge. So if it has 1 inch here, it says no go. Here it should say go. So the no-go should not fit on, and then the go should. And we're using 3/4, so we'll use these down here to measure our rings. This is a shark bite tool. I think they've gone to blue now. So what you gotta do is, this is set up for 1/2 inch. So I'll show you how quickly it swaps out. And I've got gloves on too. So take your 3/4 adapters here to stuff together. I have a separate bag I use for plumbing, and that way my PEX stuff is always together. You never know when you're going to have that water leak, and the last thing you want to do when you've got a water leak is go hunting for tools. So we got our PEX tool set up. Alright, we're going to start at the outside of the roll and find where the end is, and then we'll unroll it. Alright, you don't want to cut through the tubing, but they put enough stuff on here so your stuff lasts. You also want to make sure there's no defects or pinches or crimps as you lay your PEX, because you don't want it to be crimped or anything. Alright, so we're going to use the light on the GoPro here to help us out. So what we do here, take one of these rings. You want to make sure this end is nice and square from the factory. That's actually a little bit jacked. You can buy different brands of these cutters. Okay. Don't pollute. Take your trash. So just slide that over the end of the PEX. Make sure it's seated, and it is. And then all you do, take your tool here, it clicks, take it off, take your gauge. We're going to try the no-go side first. No-go's not going. Take your 3/4 inch go gauge. Perfect. Give it a little tug. Alright, that end's good to go. We're going to come back and I'll show you all the water tests after we get things hooked up. We have water again. Yay! Letting this run for about 5 minutes, getting dirt out of the water. guys, really appreciate you guys stopping by. I might have a little bit of dirt on me, but we've been digging in the dirt last 3 days. We had restored the water pressure last night, checked it again today, no leak, so we're good to go. Water line replacements are serious work. Inside plumbing and everything else you can get by with. A major project like that, it seems pretty easy and pretty straightforward, but there's a lot of liability and stuff that can go wrong. It costs roughly $100 linear foot. I put in 39 feet of line, so that would have been $3,900 potentially that I would have had to pay because my line is buried so deep. So with that being said, I almost paid off the backhoe with it. I think it was worth it. So a couple more trenching projects, the backhoe will have paid for itself. Put Mad Max through the paces, got to use the backhoe a lot, use the front bucket a little bit to back blade and level. After we get done with this video, you guys may remember I got a new DeWalt spray gun. Previous episode, we'll break that out, do a cleaning on Mad Max, spray it down, and we'll go through and give her a nice cleaning. We'll also touch up our buckets in future episodes. You always want to keep your buckets up off the ground. I've always been told to put them on a block of wood, even if the tractor's parked, that just, you know, electrolysis, positive, negatives, whatever the case may be, keeps your stuff from rusting. So the bucket in the back does need a touch up. We'll spray it down, clean it up, and get Max back in tip-top shape. Great little tractor. I've had her 52 hours, or him 52 hours. Awesome machine. It's got its bugs. K6 Outdoors did a 100-hour review. Only thing I've had to do on the tractor, touch up the banjo bolt that was leaking, and then if you watch my oil change and filter change video, we found that one little wet spot on the transmission. The thing about any type of earth moving equipment is if it's not leaking, it probably ain't running. So make sure you check your fluids every day, check your grease points every 10 hours, and these tractors will last a long time, regardless of brand. Whether you're a Mahindra guy like me, John Deere guy, Kubota guy, even LS and TYM, they're all great tractors. There were some knockoff tractors a few years ago you'll hear guys tell horror stories about. Mahindra is the #1 brand around the world. I did have a comment about a Max 36. That would be an awesome tractor. Apparently that is a model that is for sale only in Australia. It's got a self-leveling loader. I think it looks a lot like a 1536 or whatever the 1600 model is. Great looking tractor. I tell you what, if this thing had more horsepower, this tractor would be phenomenal. I mean, it's got incredible lift capacity for what it can lift. The backhoe, sufficient. It could use a little bit stronger backhoe, don't get me wrong, but all these little tractors could. Curling force is the only concern. It will pick everything up that I've ever thrown at it, and the only issue is it won't always curl it. So I'm gonna have to do like K6 Outdoors, probably get a pressure test done to see if my curl power is just short. But other than that, you know, it's a great little tractor. For me, it's part of my retirement, and whenever I do retire, I do plan to have a little bit of land. If you know somebody that likes tractors, tools, or trucks, share the channel with them, get the word out, help me grow this channel, and we'll keep producing more content. Hopefully we'll get a camera upgrade in the future. These GoPros were put through the pace, you know, dirt, grit, dust, water, everything, and they held up great. So GoPros are great little action cameras, especially if you're thinking about starting a tractor YouTube hobby. That being said, thanks for watching. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and keep coming back for more. Once again, you guys get to come along for the ride, watch me build my dream, but the true purpose of this channel is to motivate and inspire you to get out there and start building your dream.